that Hadron Collider? I have a really good dictionary, big Webster's, but I looked up the word hadron, and it's the alternative. Why do they always want an alternative to the boson-Fermat principle, which is also the Pauli exclusion principle, that something about electrons and protons, and they cannot, have the same number of quantities in the same occupied space at the same time. Now that's how nature works. When you have a bunch of wolves, they don't all do the same thing. You got your alpha, you got your uncles, you got your children, and everybody has his own role. But in the Hadron Collider, it's like they want to go the opposite of the principle that no two things should occupy the same place at the same time. You see, this is why Bobby Hennett was quoting that Walter Scott, who talked about some esoteric stuff, saying that, the highest thing of man is to create another man. Pretty disgusting stuff that I knew when I was a kid. I had a cousin who would get my father to buy him something when we went to the San Diego Zoo. My father was extremely cheap with me, and yet my cousin, this little brat, got him to buy him a toy, and I knew that this little brat of a kid just wanted to buy it so that he could dismantle it. That was the only reason why he wanted that little fake camera. And nothing has changed, man. Nothing has changed. So we need to incorporate, like, this guy is really seeking truth, this Bobby Hennett. You cannot throw the baby out with the bathwater. Hadron, as in collider, is an alternative to. Just remember that whenever you find something, don't take anything for granted. It is always, what they say, as opposed to something else. It's always as opposed to something else. You have to find out what is opposed to. That's why people don't pay attention to a lot of good stuff, is because they don't realize even the things that Jesus is saying, or whoever is saying, any philosopher, in the context of the characters and the time and the previous vengeance situations, or the frozen gods, whatever. You got vengeance going on. So you've got, as opposed to this, we're going to do that. That's why. It didn't just spring out of the love of truth. No, they want to go, as opposed to the boson-fermion principle or the Pauli exclusion principle is why they want the Hadron principle. So why don't you find out what exactly those things are that they don't like? And like I said, it's anti-nature, because nature does not do things in a stupid way.